Hi everybody, just coming on to show you some stretches. I was out in the garden doing some stretches, so I thought I'd make a quick video on this one. I've just done Lewitt's technique, which I've shown you before. That it's one where you're holding your arms, both arms out horizontally and moving your arms up and down in order to mobilise your spine, your thoracic spine. That one I showed in an earlier video, but I'd like to show you this one, which is the thoracic and lumbar mobilisation on the foam roller. Now you don't, also longitudinal, I'll show you longitudinal mobilisation as well. Now you don't do exercises for your back, stretches or mobilisations for your back on a foam roller if you've not been assessed by a corrective exercise specialist, because if you've got a scoliosis in your spine, that can actually cause you problems. It could lead to a disfigurement. So don't try to do this without first being assessed. It's important that you do this exercise slowly and just do 2 movements, and you're just gradually moving up the spine with the thoracic and down the spine with the lower. And with the longitudinal, you're moving from side to side, and I'll show you that just now. I'll just take the camera through. Here we go. We're out in the garden, it's looking lovely this morning. I'll just pop the camera here and get down the mat. Now here's the foam roller. Best size of foam roller is a 4-inch one. The bigger foam rollers won't do you any good. They won't get into the wee nooks and crannies of your spine in order to mobilise it. So if you get a 4-inch foam roller, that's the best one. You can order them on Amazon. I usually order these white ones. They look like big cigarettes, don't they? Right, so no, not cigarettes. Right, so down we go on the mat, and you just place, this is for thoracic, which you're working from, say, your middle back level up to your shoulders, no further than your shoulders. And you always put your hands behind your head and rotate your elbows backwards. And what you're going to do is, excuse my nose running, what you're going to do is take a breath in, then breathe out when you go down. Always breathe out when you go down, that gives you more room to do the exercise. Okay, so breathe in, you're doing it twice. And I'm not quite getting down to the ground, but gradually you'll be able to reach down to the ground. Then you just move up about 1 inch or so, because that's moving up a vertebrae, so you're just moving up about 1 inch. Hands behind your head, elbows rotated outwards. Again. And the last one's on your shoulders. You don't go any further on your shoulders. You don't want to go onto the cervical spine and the neck at all, because you could cause a bit of damage there. So just on the shoulders is the last bit. And then down to the lumbar region. So you're going down, and women it'll be below the bra strap level. At the top, it's above the bra strap level, or slightly on it. And then for thoracic, you're coming from the bra strap level down to the hips. Okay, and men would do this as well, by the way, especially the thoracic one, because it's going to help you strengthen your spine and help you mobilise more effectively while you're exercising. There can be a lot of tight muscles in around about the spine in the top area of your back, so to do this is loosen all that off in order to make it easier for you to do exercise in future more effectively. So starting below the bra strap level, breathe in, breathe out as you come down, twice. If you hear a few crunches, that's good, that means it's working. In the lumbar region, you probably find it more difficult, especially at first. Things can be quite tight there. So Breathe in. Out. And then down again. You probably find about 3 or 4, and you're just coming down to the posterior iliac fossa, which is the top of your pelvis. Okay. So that's the last one, that's me, just at the top of my pelvis now. Just above my pelvis. I'm quite stiff down there, so I was finding that quite difficult doing the lumbar region, but I'm just keeping persevering with it to get everything loosened up. And with the lumbar region, that area of your back is connected with your abdominal muscles and your pelvis as well. So if you're loosening all that off, you loosen off your hip flexors, you loosen off lots of muscles that could be quite tight, that are going to cause you injury in future if you're exercising the wrong way. Okay, so now we're going to do it longitudinally. So you make sure that the foam roller, which needs to be this length by the way, it needs to be 19 inches long. You make sure that the foam roller's on your sacrum at the back, and at the top you've got it behind your head, on your occiput, behind your head. Okay, so, and you're wrapping your arms around yourself as if you're going to give yourself a hug. And what you do is move for the top half, you move from side to side. And when you come down, you can feel your fingertips touching the floor. You might not quite make it at first, but there you just feel them there. Just extend your fingers out, you can feel the floor of the mat beside you. So just 5 times each side. That's 3. 4. 5. And then you do the lower half. Excuse me, I'm all riding up here. Then you do the lower half. Again, wrapping your arms right round you. When you wrap your arms round you, you can feel your shoulder blades here. It's like giving yourself a nice hug. Yeah. Producing your own oxytocin, giving yourself a nice hug. So move from side to side again. Bottom half this time. So you try to keep your head on the roller, but just move the bottom half from side to side. Nice massage for your back here actually, for your lower back if you've got a bit of back pain. I'm just going to show you that a few times, because what I'm going to do is, you would do 5 times each side if you were doing that on its own. What I'm going to do is show you both ways, so you're doing both ways at the same time. So again, hug, so you're touching your shoulder blades, or as near as. If you're here, it's fine. Just as near as. So I'm going to move from side to side, moving thoracic and lumbar, top and bottom of my spine. Give it a nice big belly breath at the top and breathe out as you come down. This is 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. So that's it, all done. And just remember that you've always got to make sure that you've been assessed properly by a corrective exercise specialist or someone like a physio or a chiropractor or osteopath to make sure that you don't have a scoliosis in your spine before you do this one. So good luck with that, and I'll see you the next time. Take care, bye.